welcome back to my channel. My name is Saida and today I want to talk about the movies and TV shows I've been watching. So I did not want to admit it, but I've been going through a reading slump. I think this started in May. The first week of May I read like 5 books, 4, maybe not 5, maybe 4 or 3. I don't know, I read a lot of books in 1 week and I was like, wow, ooh, I'm reading a lot, and then I haven't been able to finish a single book. So I've been watching a lot of TV. Also, this is an attempt to avoid watching Harry Styles videos 24/7 and also not listen to Harry Styles and Taylor Swift on repeat all the time. So I've been distracting myself with like movies and TV shows. Not that there's anything wrong with just watching a lot of Harry Styles or like listening to folklore or fine line all the time, but you know, I need to add some like diversity to my life or something. Anyway, so I was working on my cardigan and that meant that I was watching a lot of TV, but I mainly watched like a lot of Grey's Anatomy. I catched up with Grey's Anatomy, so I watched all of the first 10 seasons again, and then I watched from the 10 to like 16 for the first time, so I catched up with that. Just good as always. I love Grey's Anatomy drama. And then I rewatched Teen Wolf because I've never watched the last season. It wasn't worth it, honestly. I don't like what they did with not having Styles in it. So yeah. But then I watched some like new things for me. They're not exactly like new releases, but they are like new movies and TV shows for me that I've never seen, and I just wanted to watch them. And then I was like, you know what, I want to talk about this. So here we are. Okay, so part of like the reason why I started watching a lot of movies, it's because my Amazon Prime membership was coming to an end, and I was like, I need to watch all of the movies that are available there that I'm not gonna be able to watch later. So the first one I watched was Knives Out. I heard a lot of people talk about Knives Out, and I saw that it was available with the Prime membership, so I was like, why not? And then like everyone talked about that movie, so I was like, I should watch it, and it was so good. Like at the beginning I was really confused. I was like, what's going on? But then I really loved it. It was good. Like the ending was good, and it's like a weird mystery murder movie, but I enjoyed it. It was good. I loved the ending. Like I love how everything was resolved at the end. I'm not gonna lie, I almost threw up. Like I don't remember the name of the main character, but like, you know, she throws up. Like yeah, no, she throws up when she lies. So at the end there is like a big like vomit coming out, and I almost threw up. But it was good. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. I would actually like watch it again. Like it was good. I don't know, I guess I should have like a system. Since I am not good with like grading anything else, I'm just gonna give it like a 5 out of 5 stars, because that's just like how books work. And movies too, right? Anyway, so yeah, like I would say it's a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, and it made me think, but it was also like fun to watch, and yeah, it was a good movie. The next movie I want to talk about is The Goldfinch. This is a book that I haven't read because I am intimidated by it, because it's like long and it has tiny letters, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to go blind. But I watched the movie and I really liked it. So again, this is like, it was available in Amazon Prime, and I was like, okay, I should watch it before I can't anymore. And it's also like, it's a book to movie adaptation, so I'm all for that. Anyway, so even though I haven't read the book, but sometimes it's good to do that, you know? Like honestly, watching the movie motivated me to want to read the book, so I might actually get to read the book. But like, let me know, is it worth it? Should I read the book, or like just with the movie? Is it fine? I had no idea what this movie was about at all. This was also a movie that I was like really confused. I was like, what is going on? And like I felt like I was struggling to get into it, because it's like, I don't know, like the way it's made, like it's it keeps going like back and forth, and I don't know, I was like, what's going on? And then suddenly at the end I was crying. I was like, why am I crying? So I liked it. I would say it's also a 5 out of 5. It was a really good movie, and it made me want to read a book that I didn't want to read, so I will call that a success. I honestly don't even remember like the names of the characters, because I forget things. The Goldfinch is about a boy that loses his mother at a bombing at the Metropolitan Museum, and he takes a painting, the Goldfinch, and it's like kind of like gives him hope in a way, and then you kind of go like you see his journey, like he goes to family first, like his friend's family, and then it's like he goes to his dad, and it's like all of these like little things that happen. And one thing that I really like is like there's always like a before and after, and what was in the middle was the moment that I took the painting, something like that. I'm not like exactly quoting, but it's like something like that, and that was like, wow, like it's true, there's always a before and after, but there is like a moment that marks like when the before ends and when the after begins, and it's like anyways, it was a really good movie, and now I really want to read the book. Next, probably this is the reason why I wanted to make this video. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time, so I feel like everyone around me has seen the show, because like, you know, it's like one of those shows that you watch when you were little, but I never did, and I don't know why, because like I was the type of person that would like stay at home and like watch a lot of TV. But anyways, I've never seen Avatar, and like everyone else had. And then one of my friends were like, you need to watch it, like especially now that it's available on Netflix, like everyone was like watching it, so I was like, okay, I guess I should watch it. So I was like, okay, I'll watch Avatar, but once I'm done with Grey's Anatomy. So once I was done, I started watching it, but like really slowly, because I really wanted to pay attention to it, and I was making the cardigan, so I would watch like a few, like 2 episodes at most every day, and that's not a lot of episodes per day considering that they are like 20 minutes long. So anyways, once I was done with the cardigan, I kind of binged it, and it was so good. Like Zuko is one of my all-time favorite characters now. Like usually, or like until now, all of my all-time favorite characters are from books, and none of like TV or movie characters have made it to the list, but now Zuko is one of them, and he's like high up there. I freaking love Zuko. Like, oh. When like, I don't know, when like his character started developing, I was like, this show is for me. I love it, and I love Zuko, and I want to protect him. I love him so much, and yeah. So now I don't know if I should watch like The Legend of Korra. What do you think? I'm scared. Like I was gonna start it like right away, because almost like a week after I finished Avatar, like they uploaded that to Netflix, and I was like, I should watch it. But then, you know, like some people don't like it, and then some people like it, and like I feel like it's like you either hate it or you, I don't know if love it, but like enjoy it. So I'm scared. I'm really scared, but I guess I should watch it just to like say that I've seen it, right? I don't know, like let me know what your Legend of Korra opinions are. Like, should I watch it? Should I not watch it? Just not spoilers please, because for some reason I didn't know what happened in Avatar. Like I did not have like any spoilers, and it was so good, because like I feel like once you get spoiled, like I don't know, it's still good, but I hate spoilers. So yeah, it's so good. Like if you're one of those few people like me that haven't seen Avatar, go and see it. It's so good. And then let's fangirl over Zuko, because I freaking love him so much. I need to buy like an art print or some, I need merch, because that's what I do. Once I get obsessed with something, I need merch. But yeah, I love Avatar now. Yeah, okay, let's move on. So after I finished Avatar, I was like, I should watch something more like grown up, like more mature, something more for like adults, since Avatar is more like a children's show, even though it's like, I feel like no matter how old you are, you're gonna enjoy that show. But I was like, I feel like the need to watch some like more like adults on the TV. So I started watching more like grown-up movies and period dramas and just like grown-up shows, if that makes sense. So I started watching The Umbrella Academy. I feel like I've heard of people talking about The Umbrella Academy, but I haven't heard a lot of people talking about The Umbrella Academy. Anyways, I think the second season came out recently, and it just kept like popping up on my Netflix, but I was like, I don't know. And then once I was done with Avatar, I was like, you know what, I mean, maybe I should watch The Umbrella Academy. So I've started it. I'm on season 2, but I'm on like episode 2 of season 2 or something. So I'm just gonna talk about season 1, and I want to say it was really good. I I was shocked sometimes. So in case you don't know what the Umbrella Academy is about, apparently some kids are born out of nowhere one day, and this like super rich guy adopts them, and he gets like 7 of them, even though there were like 43 or something like that. They were like a bunch of them, but he adopts 7, and then they all have like powers, and they become like superheroes, and like they're also like famous and that, but then they grow up and they kind of like drift away from that life, and now like doomsday is coming, so the earth is gonna end and they have to save it. So that's kind of what it's about. But this is also one of those shows, like, yeah, those stories that I kind of struggled to get into it. I don't think it was like exactly confusing, but I struggled to get into it. I was like, huh, what's going on? But then I got into it. It took me like half the first season to get into it, but I did, and it was so good. But I'll give it like a 4 out of 5 because, yeah, it was good, but it was like, I feel like I've seen better shows still. It has moments that are like kind of boring. Also, it has moments that are like frustrating, and maybe it's a good thing, but it's also like, I don't know. There were things I was just like, ugh. So 4 out of 5. Next, I've been watching lots of like biopics. That's how you say it? Yeah. So I've been seeing a lot of like stories of people, like real life stories. Okay, I've been missing the romantic poets. So the first one that I watched was Mary Shelley, the one with Elle Fanning. So the description of the movie is like it's supposed to be based on the time that Mary Shelley, Percy Shelley, Lord Byron, and the doctor, I can't remember his name, they all went to like Switzerland, and that's when Frankenstein, the idea of Frankenstein was born. But I feel like it's not exactly just about that. Like, it has a lot of the before. I feel like it's more about her relationship with Percy Shelley than anything else. Like how they met and how like their relationship developed. I wouldn't say it's like the best movie I've seen, but it is the first Mary Shelley movie I've seen, I think. I do want to watch more, so if you know of a good one, let me know. I don't know, I feel like you're not able to connect with them as much as I would like to. I don't know, it has a very serious note vibe around them that I just didn't like. Like, I don't know, when I picture the romantics, I see them like doing lots of crazy stuff. I feel like Byron's character maybe was a little bit more realistic. I don't know. But I don't know them in real life, and I'm not an expert on the romantics. I just know a lot of facts. I do have a degree in English and American literature, so I might watch it again just because I really like the romantics, and I really like the atmosphere of it, like the aesthetic and everything, but I just did not love how the story was presented, if that makes sense. So I would give it a 3 out of 5. And then continuing with that, I watched Radioactive, which is like I think it's an Amazon Prime original or whatever. It's about Marie Curie and like how she discovered radioactivity, and what's the name of the, okay, this is science and I'm not good at that, okay? She discovered the elements. What was the elements that she discovered? Radio and something else. Anyways, so I liked that one. That one I would give it a 4 out of 5. It was interesting, and I really like women from 18th century, around that century time, that worked hard and fought hard for their place. So Marie Curie had to like find a place to work at, and other like male scientists did not like her, and I love that. I think that's so interesting because even now sometimes that still happens, and you can also see that there's been some progress done, you know. And I don't know, I love when like like historical figures prove men wrong for some reason. It was good. It was sad because it's these are all people that are already dead, so you kind of know how it's gonna end. Like, everyone's gonna die. I think I give it a 4 out of 5 because I think it had like scenes that were not necessary. And then I watched the Aeronauts. This is also a real story. Oh my goodness, I forgot who is about, like, the name of the Amelia Wren. It's about Amelia Wren and James Glacier, and they go on a balloon expedition, and he's trying to predict the weather, and she just likes she likes flying, and she's good at it. So they pair up. Of course, like, the male scientists do not like her because she's a woman, even though she's really good at, like, flying and everything. They don't accept her. Also, like, the rest of the male scientists don't like James because they don't think you can predict the weather. So they go by themselves. Nobody trusts them, and it was good. I would give it a 5 out of 5. It had some drama. It had some romance. It had some tragedy. Yeah, I was worried at some point. I was like, oh my gosh, what is gonna happen? So it was good. And like, the reason why I like biopics is because it's like real life. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, like, this really happened. Also, Amelia Wren is such a badass. I love her now. Like, yeah, and I love learning about, like, historical figures like her, and just be like, she was a badass. Like, motivates me. And then I was like, I miss the romantics, so I want more of the romantics in my life. So I looked up, like, different, like, biopics of poets, the romantic poets, and I found Bright Star, and it's about John Keats. And if you know me, you know that I love John Keats. I think Keats is the first poet that I saw as a human, and also, like, his story is so tragic, and I just love him. So when I saw, like, this movie existed, I was like, well, I need to see it, and it was so good. It's, like, so poetic. It's about, like, John Keats. It says affair, but I would say, like, it's like a just, like, romantic relationship with, what's her name? By the way, I love her. There's a musical, and is it about, oh, I need to look up the musical. Funny Braun. The aesthetic of the movie is, like, so good, but also, like, it's so poetic. I love, there are moments where, like, they recite Keats' poetry to each other, and it's so beautiful. Like, so John Keats, like, he wasn't famous in his time, and then he died at 25, which is, like, so tragic. And now we study John Keats. Like, it's crazy, but it's about, like, their love story, and it's like, oh, like, it had moments that it's so frustrating because, like, the rules of the time is, like, so crazy, but I love learning about them. But then, like, I love Keats, and now I love Fanny Brown. Like, wow, like, I love her. Like, I admire her. So yeah, it's a 5 out of 5. I really want to watch it again, but I saw it on Amazon Prime, so I guess I'll have to, like, rent it or buy it or something because I really want to watch it again. It was so good. Then the last movie that I want to talk about, it's a new Amazon original movie that came out, like, this week. It's called Chemical Hearts, and it has Lily Reinhardt as the main character. And it's about, you know, it's like I think it's a coming of age movie, and I know there is a book. I've never read it. Maybe I will. But yeah, it's about, like, this girl. She was in a car accident, her boyfriend died, she got hurt, and then she switches school and she meets, like, this new guy, and she joins, like, the school paper, and it's, like, about, like, how their relationship grows. And yeah, I think it's interesting because she is his first love, but her first love died recently. So I think it's, like, crazy. And I like how, like the guy's sister, I should remember the names of the characters, honestly, but she's, like, a neuroscientist, or, like, studying to be one. So they talk a lot about, like, the science of, like, falling in love and having your heart broken, and it was interesting. I like it, and I love when movies involve, like, writing and poetry. Like, it's not exactly about, like, the poets, but, like, it involves, like, the poetry and, like, writing and all of that. So yeah, I really liked it, and I'll give it a 5 out of 5. It was good. I don't know, like, how it works as an adaptation. I haven't read the book, so I would have to read the book to know if it's a good adaptation or not. But for now, I really like the movie, so I'll give it a 5 out of 5. And that is it. That is all of the movies or TV shows that I want to talk about. I've been watching Love, Victor, Pride and Prejudice, 1995, and I really want to watch Emma, so maybe if I do one of these videos next month, I would talk about them. But if you have any recommendations for, like, biopics or period dramas, let me know, because I love those. and I'm always looking for a good one. Also, let me know if you've seen any of this, like if you like them, you did not like them, like let me know your opinions. I want to know. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to, and I'll see you next time with a new video.